Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the second part of GCM software walkthrough. In this video, I'm going to focus on how to recall a set of data in the CSV file and then recall it. So the CSV file has a certain format to follow in order for the software to understand what you're trying to do. So the first thing you want to see is the help file. So go to your question mark, go to user guide, and then go to here, scenario import file format. In this page, it does show you what are the important parameter, we call it data element, that is needed in your CSV format. Like you can see over here, there are some mandatory, there are some optional informations, and there are difference between this XYZ coordinate versus longitude and latitude. So there are some tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you throughout this video and hope that it will help you in the future. So today we are not focusing much on this FR1 base station OTA type of file. We are looking more on the device to device. So I'm going to show you an example that come along with this software after your installations. So you can find the example here. So you just go to your documents in the computer that you have installed GCM software, documents, and then go to PROPSIM, simulate the PROPSIM GCM tools, and under the GCM tool there's a folder called samples, and these are plenty of samples here, and let's pick up the D2D, device to device example. So as you can see here, so there's a type, data element needed, mandatory, so we have a CM import mode, mandatory, info optional, timestamp optional. You can choose to put it or not, it's up to you. And then XYZ coordinate, you want to choose whether it's longitude or latitude, and then uplink and downlink frequency, RX ID, receive ID, transmit ID, things like that. So if you compare to the data here, so we have this CM import mode, we have gain, we have downlink frequency, uplink frequency, we are using longitude instead of XYZ. So these are the things that you can choose to put in the data format. Because you are using longitude and latitude, of course you can add in the altitude informations, but it's optional over here. So the one thing to be aware of when you open this file in CSV format, it might be just happening to mine, and if you save this, the GCM software would not be able to open it for a special reason. I'm going to save this right now, Ctrl S, and then I'm going to recall this file. So I go to browse, I go to documents, PROPSIM, simulate the PROPSIM, GCM tools, sample, and D2D. So let's see changes today, GCM, D2D, example, and today's date. So the first thing is, if you see this error, it shows that the CSV file is held on by the Excel instance. So you have to close that, and then we click OK, and it will say fail importing file. Let's try again, and change that. And this is the error that will pop up if you save that CSV file in Excel. It might be only happening to mine, but if you happen to see this invalid timestamp format error, so you can change this in the CSV file. So how you do it is go to OK, so fail is fine. So let's go back to the file. So the file is here, and double click, open it. So the format here has to be hour, minute, seconds. So Control 1, go to format cell, and this is where I'm going to change that. Custom, and then we just add in one more H up front, and click OK, and then we save. Close this, go back to recall, browse, D2D, change file name, click OK. And this is how you load the file that you created in the CSV format based on the data element. You can actually use a GPS logger as you go about in the freeway, in the housing area, to capture all this data, and then you convert to the format that GCM understand, and you can actually reload it back so that you can create the emulations, so that you can dump it into the PROPSIM and emulate out the real life scenario that you're seeing. So let's close this, and you will notice that this has changed with GPS because we are using altitude and longitude informations. This is another gotcha that's not really mentioned anywhere. Even if you put in the altitude informations in the CSV file, it won't show here because OpenStreetMap is using a 2D rendering. So you're looking from top, so it's not able to create a 3D. So there's no options for you to change the XY axis over here in this part. But if you're using just XYZ coordinate, you're able to change the axis. So this is taken from the Oulu campus, which is in Finland, and they did a quick walkthrough and then they captured the data. In order to preserve the informations emulated over here, you have to run this build. So that's the first thing. Then you click on this one, generate emulations. So I'm not changing any of the parameter over here because most of the parameter has been set in the CSV file. So one thing I noticed is that if you have a lot of points, it will take much longer to create the build out the emulations. It makes sense, right? So sometimes you really want to check the number of points that is needed. And by the way, there's a maximum of 500 points for GCM to handle. If it's more than that, it will tell you that there's an error coming up. So once it's done, save and update, and that's it. You are ready to load it in the PROPSIM. If you watch the previous video, I did show you how you can actually link from GCM to the PROPSIM. So this is what I've done. Let's close this, and then I'll show you again how I load. This is how the PROPSIM interface look like. So let's go to edit and run emulations. So we have that, but it's not under recent because it's not open yet. So we have the GCM D2D example and today's date. So just go there, simulations. So you can actually click on data view just to view how it looks like here. So this is another bug, another issue with this current PROPSIM version. This is a known bug, and I just verified with the expert, and they're going to fix this soon. And this is the line graph, the power line, including all the shadowing, or the power iterations throughout the time. And this CIR, so practically it is what you're going to see here. And of course we can do this. So that was a data view, and you can start emulating once we load it. So you can see that the power profile is changing between the mobile station. So I hope this helped. And just a summary, so we created emulations movement based on CSV format, and how do we referring to the help file in the GCM user guide. You can also use the sample and then start from there, change the locations, change all the response between the mobile stations, and then after that save it, and then you can recall in the GCM software and then generate the emulations and then recall it from PROPSIM software. So I hope this helped. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching.